we're suppressing so much. A lot of men as well are suppressing emotion. We don't know how to become emotional. And like I hear so many podcasts, and they'll talk about fathers and say, like, even a generation ago, some of them don't even say the words "I love you" to their son or their daughter. Imagine just because they were so cold hearted. Maybe that's just how they've always been. Maybe they were never expressed love. Like, we just need to become better at expressing our emotions in the right place, in a comfortable way. And I feel like friendships allow that to happen. A good friendship allows that to happen.
Do you know what, actually, because you're saying about expressing emotions, when I was in the hospital with Sailor the other day, she kept saying that she was scared. And straight away, my reaction, my first reaction was, don't be scared, Baba. And I caught myself, I was like, no, you be scared.
Yeah.
You're allowed to be scared, Sailor. And what I said to her was like, you're allowed to be scared, Baba. That's fine.
Yeah.
That is here. I'm here to support you. Whatever the doctors say, don't worry, we're gonna find out what it is. But that idea of expressing emotion and it not being bad, because that's something that I would have said to Sailor when she was younger, as in, don't feel that, or don't cry, or don't do this. The reaction, the emotion is real. That's allowed. And then it's the narrative and story around that, of what it actually is.
Yeah, it's a signal. It's a signal. We're feeling this emotion. It's a signal, like what's happening in the moment. Obviously, she's fearful because she may have to have the.
She doesn't know. That's
she
the
doesn't
point.
know.
It's
It's the unknown.
Yeah.
It's the unknown. Yeah, but not to suppress it and push it down. And look, I've often said, I don't know why this idea popped into my head towards the end of last year, but I kept saying to myself, I think I was reading a certain book at the time. It could have been the Tony Robbins book, actually, Awaken the Giant Within. He talks about the 10 powerful emotions and just being a greater expression of love in the world. Because love melts everything down. That warmth, love and feeling.
But even that though, right? Even that as a man, that requires vulnerability.
It does, but like, what a great place to operate from, Brian. Like, we both discussed the book, The King, Warrior, Magician, Lover. The most important element of all them 4 masculine archetypes is to operate from the lover, because he allows everything else to flourish. But like, it's such a beautiful place. When you're a greater expression of love in this world, you're just adding, better feeling to everyone else. People feel that love off you. But the most important place for that to start is within you. You've got to love yourself so you can give to other people.
Well, that is important, because if I go back to my own journey as a young man, I remember getting pissed drunk and having these DMCs, these vulnerable conversations that I really wanted to have with my mates. I didn't have the courage to have, off the Dutch courage. Have you always found it easy to be vulnerable, or is this, again, a process that you've developed over the last couple of years?
To be more vulnerable. Have I found it easier to be more vulnerable?
Have you always been vulnerable?
No, not always. No, it's definitely a shadow of what I am now.
So is it something that you've developed or allowed to happen?
I've developed it, become more vulnerable, because I'm like, this is just who I am, and this is how I want to operate. Like, I've no, like, if people like me, if they don't like me, it doesn't really bother me. I just am who I am, and this is the place I want to operate from. I'll express my mind. Like, we're only here for a certain amount of time, so I might as well just be true to myself. And because I'm being true to myself, maybe there's a greater degree of love there. And yeah, it's just like, why hide anything? Why hide it? Like, just if you're vulnerable, I just believe there's such a degree of strength there. Lean into that, because you're a better man forward as well. But if you're trying to cower away and maybe hide things, it's like, people can't really see. Like, I believe, like, if you were just true to yourself and you're living authentically and you're living just how you are and you're showing up and you're acting, you're behaving how you are, people will be more for it, because everyone else is trying to play a role, play a character. And it's like, we can all see through it. We all know you're pretending to some degree, but if you're just being true to yourself, you're like, I don't care if I'm being vulnerable. This is just how I am.
Yeah. Well, even because that nicely segues into the next underlying point of a good friendship and our friendship that has kind of worked well. And we've mentioned it already, the idea of support, but actually the mutual support.
Yeah.
Because it is this case of like, I don't have the answers, you don't have the answers, but you do have that idea of, I want you to do well. You want me to do well.